What's up, dude? Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have been spending pretty much all afternoon watching Gossip Girl. I am so addicted to it once again. It's unreal. But anyways, that has literally nothing to do with today's story, so let's just jump right into it. Margaret Ruth Kidder was born October 17th, 1948 to a family of 5 children. However, we know her better as Margot Kidder. Her mother was Jocelyn Mary, who was a history teacher, and her father was Kendall Kidder, who was an American explosives expert and engineer originally from New Mexico. Jocelyn, Jill, was originally from British Columbia. Margaret was born in Yellowknife, Canada. Because of her dad's work, the family typically had to live in very remote locations. Her sister Annie was an actress and executive director of the People for Education charity. Margot had 3 brothers named John, Michael, and Peter. Margot also has a niece who is an actress, Janet Kidder, who is most notable in her role for Star Trek Discovery. Once, when talking about her childhood, Margot said, "We didn't have movies in this little mining town. When I was 12, my mom took me to New York and I saw Bye Bye Birdie with people singing and dancing, and that was it. I knew I had to go far away. I was clueless, but I have done okay." She also suffered from bipolar disorder, but it went undiagnosed for much of her life. "I knew I was different. I had these mind flights that other people didn't seem to have," she recalled in later years. When she was 14, she attempted to off herself. Now, I have to say off herself because YouTube doesn't like the actual S word, so I try to keep that out of my videos so they don't get flagged. But I think that just really shows you how bad her mental health did get at such a young age. She felt like she found an outlet in acting, even though no one encouraged or pushed her into it. It was something that she pursued on her own. Since the family moved frequently, she went to many different schools, but eventually went to and graduated from Havergal College, which is a boarding school in Toronto, in 1966. That same year, she became pregnant by her boyfriend at the time, who arranged for an illegal abortion. The abortion took place in a hotel room, and the person who performed it filled Margot's uterus with Lysol, as in the cleaning product, Lysol. So, great. After graduation, she moved to Vancouver and went to the University of British Columbia. She only attended for a year before dropping out and moving to Toronto and worked as an actress. The first TV show that she appeared in was an episode of Wojak in 1968. It was a dramatic Canadian TV show, so I had never heard of it. I had to kind of look it up and figure out what it was. One of her biggest roles was as Lois Lane in the 1978 Superman, the movie. After Superman, she went on to star in the Amityville Horror. These movies made her one of Hollywood's top leading ladies at the time. However, in the fall of 1990, she was seriously injured in a car accident while she was on set of Nancy Drew and Daughter, the TV show. She was partially paralyzed from the accident due to a spinal injury. For 2 years, she wasn't able to work, which ended up with her $800,000 in debt. She tried to sue the Canadian producer for $1 million in damages, but she didn't get the settlement, unfortunately. The lawsuit made her ineligible for Canadian workers' compensation. So, she must have felt pretty confident that she was going to win the lawsuit to risk, workers' compensation. During this time of her life, Margot was finally diagnosed with bipolar disorder, even though she rejected the diagnosis and treatment that they had for her. She was roughly 40 years old at this point. In April of 1996, Margot had a manic episode in Los Angeles. At the time, she was working on an autobiography when her computer got a virus, so she flew to California to have a company try to save all the data that was on her computer. However, it couldn't be recovered, so she lost 3 years' worth of work. This is what threw her into a manic state. No one was able to find her for 4 days. She was later found by a homeowner in their backyard in Glendale. Margot was taken by the LA Police Department to Olive View UCLA Medical Center. She was clearly distressed and had the caps on her teeth knocked out during a sexual assault attempt. After a stint in psychiatric care, she was finally able to accept the diagnosis of her bipolar disorder. Later, a computer expert was able to retrieve most of the data that was lost on the laptop, So it wasn't, a total loss, I guess. Like, it was, found. In 2000, she did an interview and openly talked about her manic episodes. I went through millions of dollars. I have no idea how much. I'd buy things for friends, take people to Paris. Once I stayed up for 3 weeks in a row because I felt like I was called upon to write a new religion for women. I was reading all these books, including the Bible, and I'm an atheist. She was able to return to the screen as well as in off-Broadway production as well. In 2005, Margot became a U.S. citizen and settled in Livingston, Montana. Her main motivation for becoming a U.S. citizen was so that she could vote because she was a supporter of the Democratic Party. She worked on the Obama campaign as well as Bernie's campaign. She also was a anti-nuclear supporter as well, so she fought for that as well as for the LGBTQ plus community so that they could get more rights. On May 13th, 2018, Margot passed away at her home in Livingston at the age of 69. Her cause of death was ruled as self-inflicted drug and alcohol overdose. Her friend said that she had been having poor health in recent years, especially after she was at the Standing Rock protest camp in 2016 and endured frigid temperatures, which, yeah, that was not a fun time in life here in North Dakota. That's where that was. And honestly, like, that kind of shows in a very sad way how far her star had fallen, because I had no idea who she was or that she was even here. I mean, I know Shailene Woodley or yeah, anyways, she was here and got arrested, but I had no idea that, like, Margot was here, unless she wanted, honestly, to kind of step away from the limelight a little bit and work on these causes. That could also be it as well. Her ashes were spread in multiple locations, one of which was in Montana among some lilies that bears would frequently eat, which fulfilled her wish to have her body just left out there for the bears, which is pretty cool, actually. Like, I really think that's cute. But I know that this isn't really a true crime case, but I just really thought that it was interesting, her life, and that it doesn't seem like a ton of people really know much about her. So I just thought that it would be kind of cool to talk about her and honestly the effects that, poor mental health can have on your life. I think that now we are so much more aware of it, which is amazing, but it's just so sad that because hers went untreated for so long, that's like she got to this, really bad point in her life, which is really just too bad. But in the end, I'm glad that she is at rest peacefully and is among the bears. So that is it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video interesting, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below, as well as subscribe to my channel. Tomorrow I will have a true crime story for you, but I think that these are fun to sprinkle in every now and then, people that are famous that we just, don't seem to get as talked about. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.